All right, What If Wednesday? 3 questions as we approach 9 o'clock. John Anthony, what do we got?
What if Biden could speak properly?
We would not have moments like this. Have you heard these clips here over the last 24 hours from some of the NATO summit? Hold on. Here we go.
So much of the progress we've made in the alliance is thanks to the Secretary. He's a man of integrity and intellectual rigor, a calm temperament in a moment of crisis.
An intellectual what? Rigor? I think he said rigor, but I'm not totally sure. And then within the hour, there was this.
Guided this alliance through one of the most consequential periods in its history. I realize, I was talking to your wife, I personally asked you to extend your service. Forgive me.
Huh?
I was talking to your wife.
Well, that one's a little iffy there.
That one's...
I was talking to your wife.
Okay.
I know.
I mean, I think he was talking to his wife, but...
I was talking to your wife.
Okay.
Okay, I think...
I hear it more clearly. Thank you for helping me.
I hear
because
it more
I heard
clearly.
something else.
No, the first time I heard it, I said he was doing what with his wife? And then I listened to it, and I cut it up, and I said, okay.
I was talking to your wife.
Now I hear talking, but it's still, I mean, it's a coin flip, man. It's a coin flip. You know?
I was thinking the other day when I was younger, I misheard several song lyrics, but those songs were very popular with me because of those misheard lyrics. You know? Dude, did you hear this one? Right. So I'd go out and buy those on 45 until I realized later, it's like, oh
man. Yeah.
I was talking to your wife.
Yeah.
It's close, though. It's close, man. All right, what's next?
All right. What if Mike Parson is doing all he can do for the Chiefs and the Royals?
Then nothing is going to change. I don't think there's a lot Mike Parson can do right now, as we just talked to Patrick Tui about in part. But that's okay. I don't think these teams are done with Missouri. I don't think they're running to Kansas. I mean, Kansas made it more difficult for everybody in the region, probably cost taxpayers some money as a result. But this notion that, we've been waiting for you, Kansas, we're going to run to the field with open arms out by the Speedway. I know that there are people who want that to be the case. See, I don't have a dog in the fight, from the standpoint of I've lived on both sides of the state line. You know, we've going on 7 years now for the show. I don't feel like I have that bias between the two states that I understand a lot of people do. And I'm just looking at it and I'm saying, you're going to leave the complex that you're at right now where you have the infrastructure, you have the highway to take a chance on these bonds in Kansas and hope that it all works out. We're not done yet on the Missouri side. We're not.
Yeah, I think Parsons is at least setting up a conversation so he can turn over to his successor and say, here's what we've talked about so far when Frank wasn't in Winnipeg, the Goldeye series.
Is that right?
But
the Monarchs? Okay, go ahead.
They
Sorry.
played there. I think they're there. What's today? Yep, today, tomorrow.
Oh, big series in Canada, eh?
But anyway, this would only apply if Mike Kehoe gets elected, right?
I agree.
Any work now because the other guys don't want to know nothing about it.
You said it right there. And we had Jay Ashcroft on today. He doubled down. No money for sports ball teams per Jay Ashcroft. And we know that Eigel said the same thing. So Kehoe's kind of the only hope if you want that state money.
Mm-hmm. All right. Finally, what if Taylor Swift doesn't save the Dems?
Then it's going to be, I think at this point, even uglier for him without Taylor Swift. And I don't think she's saving him. Let me be very clear. I do not see a world where Taylor Swift swoops in at the last minute to save Joe Biden and the Democratic Party in this election. Her people, maybe she doesn't have time. I understand. She's doing a worldwide tour. She's in love with Travis Kelce. She's thinking about her fall Sundays here in Kansas City. So I get it. She's not doing the deep political analysis right now. But she's got to have people in her corner who are saying, you know what? Look at these polls. Biden's getting his clock clean, Taylor. You're not swaying the American electorate 2, 3, 4 points in the other direction. You're not.
Well, she stands to gain nothing if she divides her own fan base amongst themselves.
Well, that's a great point as well. Even though most are probably leaning one way.
I don't know.
Maybe even if it's 2/3, 1/3, why would you do that?
It's rather large groups. So
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of times you find a 49-51 thing there. But anyway, to Michael Jordan's quote, right?
Republicans buy sneakers
so
too.
It does her no good, really.
No, at all. But like there's this fantasy that got floated out by Vanity Fair yesterday that Democratic leaders want Taylor Swift to be a part of their grandiose plan of Joe Biden dropping out. They run this mini primary the next month of Democratic hopefuls, including Kamala Harris and whoever else. And they get the participation of Oprah, Michelle Obama, and Taylor Swift. Now, what do they want Taylor Swift to do? They want Taylor Swift to sit down with candidates to, in their words, get voters excited. Now, for the record, Vanity Fair reached out to Taylor Swift, and shockingly, I know, Taylor Swift's camp did not respond for comment. Trust me, if Taylor Swift wanted to do this, she would be saying, at least through her spokespeople, Taylor's very open to the idea, but has to figure out her schedule. It may work, it may not. If she wanted to give them a kernel of hope, that's what she would do. And by the way, I just looked it up. She's kind of busy the next few weeks. She's doing shows in Germany next week, 3 in a row, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then she's in other cities in Germany the following week, Hamburg, Munich. Then she goes back to the UK. She's going to play at Wembley Stadium in mid-August, August 15, 16, 17, after 2 weeks off from Germany. Like, that's when the DNC convention's going to be. So there is no way this happens. But keep dreaming. Have a good time doing it.